So if the tone of the dating market is that all women are easy now, then that's what the majority of men are going to do.
When you're tired of getting ran through, now you say where all the good men at?
We know that men like pain. We know that men like toxic women.
What it sounds a lot like is that you have a lot of unprocessed trauma.
I hate it. I'm on day 3 of being a boy, and I hate when men
sit with men these days and not wanting to date.
I want a masculine guy that also is a C.
Men love a chase.
So where are y'all meeting these people?
Where do y'all be finding the fine single men?
And roughly 60% of men right now are single.
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Now before we get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this.
Y'all, women being drafted to the military is trending right now. Okay, look, it's gonna be a wake-up call. Okay, you hear me? I don't have time for makeup. I don't have time to do my hair. This is the regular look, okay? This is the regular look here. Okay, this is what you get because I don't have time. My day starts at 04 in the morning all the way through my lunch break. Sometimes I get out of the office, sometimes I don't. All the way to 1700. That's 5 p.m. for you folks that don't know the 24-hour time. Look, it ain't no joke. It's going to be a wake-up call. We just got approved to do our nails, right? New colors now, new colors. New colors are natural to the skin, whatever the regulation tells us. Anyway, we just got that. I barely got time for that. I might have time for an iced coffee every now and then. Maybe.
A lot of women cheat in Atlanta because there's a lack of men. And I don't care what nobody tell me. There is not enough men on this planet for all the women.
That's true.
So, and when you narrow it down to being in Atlanta, I say Atlanta because, I say all the syllables, but when I'm at home, it's Atlanta. But when you narrow it, when you're talking about an ecosystem like Atlanta, it is a portion of them are gay. Yep. Okay, let's do this. We got to go to the ratio. So first of all, a portion of them are in jail. That's all right. There are good men in jail. That's one. Then you're gay. That's two. Then you're bi. Ooh, that's three. And then you're down low. Ooh, okay. So that's bi and down low are two different people. Right. Then you have poly. No, I don't know what that is. Poly lifestyle. You want multiple women, and you want and everybody in the situation.
Polyamorous.
So I posted a couple videos recently talking about modern women and what their standards are and what modern women are looking for. And I've gotten a lot of comments from men saying that they are not looking for a modern woman. They want a traditional woman and that there aren't enough of them out there. So that had me thinking, like, well, what is the difference between a modern woman and a traditional woman? I wrote some notes here to distinguish the difference. A modern woman is someone who's independent. She has a full-time career. She prioritizes career and education over family and children. She is strong and wants to be taken seriously. And you'll probably hear her say things like, I don't need no man to support me and never depend on a man.
That's about right. That's about right.
A traditional woman is someone who focuses on family and children. She cooks and she cleans. She knows how to take care of her man mentally, emotionally, and physically. She's graceful and nurturing and, I'm gonna say it, submissive. So, for all the modern women out there, I hear all the time that they want a traditional man, but it's sounding to me like traditional men don't actually want modern women. And I can't tell you how many times I hear women say they don't cook, they don't clean, but yet they want a man to pay all their bills. So I'm just curious, women, do you consider yourself modern or traditional? And what kind of man are you actually looking for? And for men, what are the qualities that you're looking for in a woman if it's not a modern woman?
Hello there, soul family. This is me, Tisha, whatever you want to call me. You see the TikTok name. I'm here to inspire and also share some knowledge because I feel like we all need it. So I've been constantly hearing over my social media feeds this constant conversation about black men and women and how black women say that black men hate us. And then I've been seeing the whole passport bro situation and different black men, you know, praising other black men for dating out of their race. And really what made me want to make this video is to talk about how we need to break through this matrix through understanding the social constructs that we created and how to think beyond the box or beyond Saturn. The karmic lessons that we have been learning these last few years. Since 2023 is a year of spiritual awakening because it's a year 7, I'm here to help you do that because my year 7 was last year. This year is my year 8, so it's time for me to implement what I know. So here we go. So I really do think it's a very sad thing that the psychological warfare that's going on, the spiritual warfare between the polarities of masculine and feminine have reached a head. But me being spiritual as long as I have, I do understand why this is happening. There has to be chaos before there was order. In order to bring order, you must have some chaos. Chaos is typically just things that occur all at once, and then what is left of it, we create something from that foundation. So from the foundation of this conversation, I want to say this. As women, we give birth to men and women, okay? If we're creating something and the creation becomes out of hand, then it really does take internal work in order to understand how is this happening. Because we can't continue to blame others. Especially we create the others, okay? So this is what the anima and the animus is. I may make a part 2 to go into further detail. So, as you can see, the anima and animus, the anima is the feminine representation, the subconscious representation of what feminine energy is inside of men. The animus is the masculine energy, the subconscious masculine energy within inside of women. If you take the next few seconds to read these polarities, in the second part of this video, I'm going to go into more detail about how it affects everyday life.
Now, men don't care about no animal or animus. All we know is we're done.
Word. This is why most men do not want a relationship anymore. Because the majority of modern women is for the streets. Y'all out here getting ran through and you're posting about it on social media. You're racking up your body count. You made an OF account. Now you're selling your body online. Then when you're tired of getting ran through, now you say, where all the good men at? They've seen where you've been because you post about it. They don't want you's good. And see, reason number 2 is that when we treat women the way that y'all say you want to be treated, you leave us, you play us. Why? If y'all keep saying treat y'all like royalty and we do that and then we keep getting played, obviously y'all is lying. This is why most men do not want a relationship anymore. Because the majority of modern women is for the street.
I just woke up from a nap and this is what I see. Can I have no peace? This guy just made an entire video explaining how modern women have too much autonomy over their own bodies for his liking. He said they have too much schmacks. There's OnlyFans now, so women can profit off of their own bodies instead of being creeped on by men for free. Essentially what he's saying is women have too much control over themselves these days, and I don't like it. In the comments you see people saying, well, if you want to date men, just say that, teehee. And like, I get it, it's a joke, haha, but like, men have been socialized and conditioned to have as much schmecks as possible. Otherwise, they're shamed by other men for not having enough schmecks. In this video, he referred to women who have a lot of schmecks and, you know, have control over their bodies as used goods. So by his logic, men would be used goods as well. So just stay single then.
What he said was plain and simple, and she still didn't get it.
What did you expect?
I just saw this video where this girl was talking about how men genuinely don't like women, and I 100% get that. And I used to not think this way. Like, I used to just think of people like on an even playing field. I thought that men had the same like feelings towards us that we had towards them, and like relationships were reciprocal and they wanted the same things as us. And I've been in 2 long-term relationships and they were both very abusive, and I just thought that I picked wrong. Like, I just thought I picked the bad apples. Like, the general population was good and I just got the 2 bad ones. And now I have someone who genuinely is good. Like, and I think that has a lot to do with he's from California. He's very progressive, pro-women, like feminist, whatever. And whenever I describe the situations with my exes, he's like, it sounds like they didn't even like you. Like, they sound like they straight up hated you. And I'm like,
A lot of good girls can't find a man because men do not like good girls. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm going to explain to you why, but men do not like good girls. So for the purpose of this video, when I say good girl, I'm referring to a girl who just stays out of the mix. Minds her business, goes to work, goes to school, doesn't really post too much on Instagram or TikTok, doesn't really want attention from strangers, isn't promiscuous, doesn't really show off her body, and so on and so forth, right? And you would think that that is what a man would want. But the reality of the situation is that's the opposite of what most of them want.
Wait a minute. She just described everything that men want and said we don't want it. This is why there's issues.
Why, though? Why don't they like good girls? Here's a little bit of context. These days, men are not saying they want a good bitch, right? They say they want a bad bitch. And they use the word bad to explain a woman who is hot or sexy or promiscuous because it refers to the things that she's gonna do in bed, which are naughty, which are bad, right? So that's one of the reasons why they don't like good girls, is because they think that when you are bad, you are going to be better in bed. Second is, most men these days are not on the hunt for a woman who's going to be a good mother to their children. Most men these days are quick to knock up any woman and let her have his kids without stopping to think, is she going to be a good mother? So that's one of the other reasons why they're not on the hunt for good women. Third is, most good girls are predictable. That's why they're good. They're predictable. They follow society's expectations of what a good girl should be. They follow their parents' expectations of what a good woman should be. And that doesn't excite men.
That's what who said.
We know that men like pain. We know that men like toxic women. We know that men like problems in their relationships. That's what keeps them in it. That's what keeps them excited. They're sick. They're mentally twisted. But this is reality. This is the reality of the situation. That is why the good girls get treated the worst, because they're not exciting. They're bland. They're predictable. Fourth is that most bad girls are selfish, and selfishness actually makes men work harder to be in a relationship with you, because most good girls are people pleasers. Most good girls are satisfied with the bare minimum because they're good, right? They don't want to ask for too much because that's bad, right? These are all things that society made up for us to follow, but when you categorize yourself as a good girl, what you're telling the man is, I will go above and beyond to please you. You don't have to go above and beyond to please me because I'm satisfied with the bare minimum. That's not what they want. And that's why the bad girls, the toxic girls, the ones who ask for too much, constantly get provided for, constantly get what they want, because men like that. They like having to always reach a little higher. They like having to always do a little more. That's what excites them and keeps them in the relationship. And lastly, most good girls are waiting to be picked, and most bad girls don't want to be picked. And that's why the men always go for the women that they know are out of their league, because they're like, if I can just get her, if I can just convince her to look at me, if I can just get a minute of her attention. Whereas with the good girl, it's not that much of a reward, because the good girl is expecting to be picked. She is waiting to pour her love into someone else. Now, the point of this TikTok is not to make good girls feel like they have to start being bad girls. But if I have one piece of advice for good girls who want to find a man, it's to pretend to be a bad girl.
You can't make that shit up.
Because to be honest, they're not smart enough to tell the difference. So all you gotta do is just pretend that you are a bitch, okay? And you gotta make them work a little harder for your attention, even though deep down inside, you want to pour your love into them. You want to give them affection. You want to praise them. You want to please them. That's fine. Those are not bad things. You just can't do it right off the bat because they want to hunt. They want to pursue. They want to be challenged. You gotta play the game. You gotta play the game. If you want a man who actually values you, you gotta play the game. You gotta make him feel like you could walk away at any minute, so he better cross his and dot his I's. You know what I mean? And that's really difficult for a lot of good girls to do. So my piece of advice is just watch what the women that they are following on Instagram and social media are talking about and posting, and pretend to be like that. Just pretend. You don't have to actually be like that. Just pretend. Because as long as you are a good girl and you define yourself as a good girl, men are going to wait until they have ran through all the women that they want to run through, and then they're going to come pick you. And by then, you're going to be disgusted by them. You're going to be like, I don't even want you. You went through all these women, and now you want a good girl. No, babe. That's not how it works. You got to pretend to be bad, pretend to be a bitch, and make him think that his life is going to suck without you.
Wish we are all doomed.
And you could walk away at any moment until you have him on luck. Then you could open up. Then you could start showing your love. Then you could start showing affection. Then they feel like they earned it. And then they value it even more. So don't be loving. Don't be good. Don't be giving right off the bat. Don't change yourself. Just pretend. Just pretend, okay?
Spoken like a true single woman who has no idea never had an idea of how to keep a man.
Sounds like being single.
The most eye-opening thing I ever learned about men was from my college human sexuality class, where the professor told us that men don't actually like women. Not all men. Sure, but hang in. He said that the way that our society socializes boys to, quote, become men is not to tell them how to be men. It's just to teach them how to not be women. Don't cry, be a man. Don't be a pussy, be a man. Don't be weak, be a man. Don't be sensitive, be a man. Don't like those things. Those are girl things. And the tool we use to do that kind of socializing, to steer them away from feminine things, is shame. And you just can't go your whole life being told that the worst thing you could do is be like a woman and expect to actually like women at the end of that. But they are also taught that their sexual attractiveness to women and their ability to get women is a status symbol in front of other men. So they will sexually pursue women, but they don't actually like them as people. This is how patriarchal masculinity socializes men, and why shame, violence, and disgust are so intricately linked.
All right, ladies, let's talk about why men do not court anymore. Let's go. The reality is that modern feminism in a lot of ways had us as women take a gamble, and we lost. We took the bait that being sexually promiscuous and having no standards and no self-respect was cool and in. We decided that we would give men access to our bodies and our time and our energy without them having to put in any effort. We have allowed men to do the bare minimum for so long, and we still give them benefits that they don't deserve. And so now men are following suit, and we are confused as to why this is happening. It's okay to want a man to lead and to court you, but you have to understand that we collectively as women set the tone. So if the tone of the dating market is that all women are easy now and that men can pretty much get whatever they want and do whatever they want and still get access to us, then that's what the majority of men are going to do. There are plenty of men who are good men who love women and respect women and honor women. But even those men, if they are single and there are women out there that are throwing it at them, they're going to catch it. So just ask yourself, what kind of woman are you? And are you contributing to the problem? Are you the kind of woman who is allowing men to be low vibrational and contributing to this idea that all women have low standards and that men can do the bare minimum and get away with it? Or are you a woman who's leading by example and challenging other women around you to do the same by operating from a place of self-dignity, self-respect, values, standards, strong boundaries, a woman who knows her worth? Before we start whining and complaining about what they aren't doing, let's take a look at what it is that we are doing.
Finally. You know, the thing about it is, good women today are dressing, looking, and sounding just like the 304s. So that's a problem with us good men. Now, picture this. If I hung out with gang members, sagging, wearing red rags and blue rags in my pocket, but I'm not a gang member, but I'm dressing and looking and sounding just like them, how would you know the difference between me and a gang member? That's how we don't know the difference between you and a 304. You might be a good person, have a good mindset and a good conscience about yourself, but sometimes we don't even get that far because you look just like them, sound just like them. Sorry. You're welcome.
Okay, so this is the thing that I always am just like, you are not being authentic in your approach. Like, modern US women are 90% trash, stay single kings, right? Like, you can think that and you can feel that way. If you want it to be your worldview, that is fine. But what it sounds a lot like is that you have a lot of unprocessed trauma, and people don't like when I say this about men. Here is the thing about this kind of response. It is a trauma response because when you have been hurt, especially as a man, your automatic reaction is, I never want to be hurt again. I'm going to stay single, right? Now, men in my comments get so upset, and then they try to tell me, oh, I'm not hurt, I have no emotion. And it's like, you're so delusional and so unaware about your own self that you're trying to like project on me. This is a hurt comment. Stay single, kings. You don't understand what it is to be a king.
I wonder why they left.
If you're a king, you're not staying single. You don't understand what it is to be a king. Because a real king protects, provides, and takes care of a lot of things, honestly, but mostly his family to start. So I understand that a lot of dudes get really upset with me, and then they try to say I'm blaming. Listen, I'm not blaming men. I'm not blaming women. I'm blaming the progressive societal inference over the last, 100, 200 years. I'm not saying, oh, everything that's wrong in this world is men's fault. That's what we call blame, and that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to say. I wouldn't make an argument like that. But these people in the comments will make an argument like that, saying, oh, it's all women's fault. Like, you are actually delusional. That's not at all true. It's equally untrue to say it's all men's fault. It's ridiculous to say it's all anybody's fault because it's a progressive, interdependent societal problem, right? And again, if you have done any research at all, you know the powers that be have been working to steadily destroy pretty much men and women and the family unit for hundreds of years. So again, like, it's crazy to me how ridiculous people want to come in the comments, and then they try tooth and nail to defend their argument, and it's like, your argument has no basis with the exception of your own hurt. And then they're so upset that I told them that they were hurt. Like, make it make sense.
I've been called a post-wall woman twice. The Urban Dictionary defines it as a woman who is past her fertility window and has become very unattractive to men. After women hit 35, they are basically a post-wall woman. It's like they hit a wall at full speed and they got their face all messed up. It's interesting how people can come up with such creative terms to tear people down. Too bad they don't come up with such terms to lift people up. Oh well.
There's no expiration dates for women.
Yes.
That has to go. Because you can kick ass at any age. You can hold your own at any age. You can dream at any age. You can be romantic at any age. We have the right to be loved for who we are, at the place that we are.
Yes.
We're not just here to make babies.
Right.
We're not just here to baby the man.
Right.
We're not just here to, service everything and everyone around us. And then when the kids go away or where there is no kids and you hit that age, it's almost like expiration date for the eggs. That means expiration date for you as a woman.
Yeah. There is a serious shortage of attractive, eligible, mentally stable, emotionally available men.
For the girlies who are posting their men on this TikTok app, where are y'all finding them? Because I've been on the apps since like 2018 and pretty much consistently on them, I think for the past several months and on and off of them. And one, I barely get any matches. Two, if I get a match, someone responds and then they ghost me. Or they just don't respond. So where are y'all meeting these people? Please sign off in the comments because your girl needs to know. I am so tired of being out in these streets. Where is my man?
Where do y'all be finding y'all boyfriends at? Where do y'all be finding the fine single men?
That's not my problem.
Black. Where? Let me know. I'm gonna pull up. I'm on the way. Call me.
If you haven't met your person yet, it's not because there's something wrong with you. It's not because you're unlovable. It's probably because you're living in 2024. And just to paint a picture for you, it is reported that by 2030, 45% of women between 22 and 45 will be single and childless, many of whom not by choice. And roughly 60% of men right now are single. And you would think that with all the technology and the dating apps and social media platforms that keep us connected, that it would be easier to find love. But in fact, Pew Research reports, they did a study, that dating is more difficult now than it was 10 years ago. That was the consensus. So my point is, it's not necessarily that something is wrong with you. It's that the current dating culture is just not conducive to forming long-term, long-lasting relationships the way it was before. There are a number of reasons for this, but what I really want to get across to you is there are still things you can do to increase your chances of finding love, starting with your mindset. Don't be pessimistic. Don't be bitter. Okay, that energy will boomerang back to you. Be loving, be a glass half full person because that will radiate. Second, When it comes to how you go about your life, make a point to get off your phone and actually talk to people in person. And if you are going to be on your phone and you're on the apps, actually swipe, because dating is a numbers game. And last, be patient and don't stop prioritizing your personal growth. That keeps you interesting. You might feel like you've already done the work. The work never stops. Let this be your sign. Affirm it in the comments and follow me for more dating advice. Bye.
So as you see there, you saw a bunch of women that are single, and then a dating coach talking about numbers, and then talking about positive energy, remaining positive, when they have all of the advantages, right? I'm going to show the next couple of clips, and you're going to see a woman who acted as a man. Let's get to that.
Whoever started the independent women movement, like, take it back. Or take me off the list. Because that whole I don't need a man thing is so confusing, because it's like, what do you need then? A bunch of women? Women need men. Men need women. I do not want to be an independent woman. Like, I do not want, God, I am not an independent woman. Please do not make me an independent woman. Pack me up.
Since I have some awesome guys on TikTok right now listening, I'm thinking, may I have your opinion, please? What is it with men these days and not wanting to date? Do you guys have a fear of commitment? Is it the woman these days? Does it have anything to do with spending money on women? Does it have anything to do with trust issues? Maybe dating apps? Maybe you feel like there are endless options in terms of significant others? Please let me know in the comments.
It is women. When you guys go out, who pays for the dates?
Mostly him.
Always him. But
When do you pay?
groceries.
When it's really important, necessities, sometimes.
Like?
Groceries and the electric bill. The electric bill.
So you cover the electric bill for sure.
Yeah, I do.
$60, $70.
Don't lie,
maybe
don't
like
lie. It's
max
100 plus. It's 100 plus. He's a capper.
Like he covers everything else?
Yeah.
Okay. So if he's covering 90% of the bills, what else do you bring to the table?
She's gorgeous.
Love and genuine loyalty, and it's not all about money.
You consider you guys a traditional couple?
Been together for 3 years. We met.
I gotta pause this really quickly. Let's do an examination. Look at his neck. Yeah, and look at his shirt even. It's a nice shirt. Looks like it may be a lot of money, right? But his neck is glutted up. Look at her neck. She has damage on her neck. He's paying all of the bills. Let me tell you what it is for most guys nowadays. Most guys know the rule is work on yourself. Guys are starting to work on themselves.
Naturally, I don't see why not.
But the question is, if the roles were reversed, do you think that this relationship would last?
If roles were reversed, that's a good question. I'll have to think about it.
Yeah, the career thing is cool. I mean, that's what's up. But what about the other qualities? You put so much work in your career. What about your femininity? What about your character? What about the stuff that I need you to do? Like maybe I don't want a power couple relationship, but you know, sometimes women, we feel like that's what they want. They want a masculine guy that also is a CEO of multiple businesses. Yeah. So when they reach the new level, they want a guy that's already up there. But that guy may not want the quality that you have. He may want something else.
Real men don't care about how much money you have or care about you being a boss babe. Showing that, yeah, I can bring the same amount of money you bring to the table. They don't care about that. They care about having a feminine woman that knows how to be a woman. That's more important.
He is designed to chase you, and women are designed to choose. We've been taught to go after things. If you want something, go get it. And because we can. But we brought those things into our relationships, and it's really messed up the dynamics. In order for a man to feel deeply, deeply bonded to her and make him want to commit to a woman, in order for a man to say, she is the woman that I want to be with for the rest of my life, he needs to pursue you, chase you. He needs to be challenged to get you. It can't be easy. They need to be challenged to give their time, their effort, and they need to know that they have high standards that they need to reach. It needs to feel like a conquest. Men love to achieve and be successful at things. So he needs to have a challenge, and he needs to give to you in order to fall in love with you.
If you want a man to pursue you, pull back and love yourself. Take care of yourself. Always be the best version of yourself. And men will see that. And men will want that. And they will chase what they want. Men are natural hunters. They are natural hunters. And they enjoy the hunt. So these men that say that they won't chase, it's a lie. Men love a chase. They love a challenge. Ladies, so give them a challenge. That's how you make them chase you. Give them a challenge, and they will. If they really want you, they will pursue you until they have you.
Not anymore. Stop lying to this woman.
You should be chased and he should chase you. That's the only relationship dynamic that I ever saw works. You are happier in your relationship as a woman if you are the black cat and he is your golden retriever chasing you. The archetype of the black cat simply means that you're the woman on the pedestal, you the dream girl, you are the woman staying unbothered, ready to receive and be chased and pursued by him. Black cat, golden retriever. 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 Now I'm going to give you some examples of what it looks like when it doesn't work, when you as a woman have to do all the chasing because you are more dependent on the outcome of the relationship.
So one of my guy friends gave me permission to make a Hinge account for him because I was telling him how easy dating is with dating apps. And he was telling me that it's incredibly difficult. And I was like, Pete, you must be doing something wrong. And he gave me permission to create an account for him and just run the account. I've been a virtual boy for 3 days. And I've never felt this bad about myself. I feel like a freaking loser trying to get these girls to like me. And I'm starting to hate women. Because I'm like, when I say I mean Pete. Because that's the account I'm using. Pete's about a 6. But I'm so desperate, I'm liking the 2s and the 3s, and even they won't like me back, Pete, which is a 6. So what level of delusion has entered women's heads? Like, what is going on? It is so difficult dating as a boy. I hate it. I'm on day 3 of being a boy, and I hate women, and I'm more depressed than ever.
And that's what happened. Day 3 of being a boy, and she hates it. So imagine men going through that their whole life. Also other women who even pose as men, not like her, but were actual men out there, were depressed. It's hard. Men are taking a break, and it's not going to get any better. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next video. Peace out.